All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachash, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well. And peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing His word in humility and sincerity, as commanded by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and this is going to be a quick lesson. I'm not going to go deep into this breakdown, but I was watching the Elder Manata Zagba's video, and he made a statement, which is a very true statement, that not all of the Israelites rejected Yahweh Shai. And this is the thing that Christians try to constantly, convey. This is a deceit that they constantly push, that all the Israelites rejected Yahweh Shai, and this is simply not true. All right, so I'm just going to read a few scriptures. The scriptures speak about 2 or 3 witnesses. All right, 2 or 3 witnesses shall establish every matter. So I got more than 3 witnesses here to prove that the people that rejected Yahweh Shai were the chief among the Jews, okay? Because Yahweh Shai was pretty much messing their money up. It was pretty much, they had to decrease so that he could increase. And they didn't like that, so they were jealous of Yahweh Shai, And Yahweh Shai pretty much with his ministry, he went on to make them jealous by bringing in the Gentiles, who was the Israelite foreigners, all right, the Israelites that were disconnected from their heritage, all right, that became Greeks under the Hellenization period, all right, that became accustomed to the various nations that they were scattered after the split and after the various captivities that we went into. So that's who rejected Yahweh Shai. This is Mark chapter 8 and verse 30. It says, he charged them that they should tell no man of him. He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected of the elders and of the chief priests and scribes and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. So that's who rejected Yahweh Shai, all right? The elders, the chief priests, the chief rulers, all right? The Pharisees, the majority of the Pharisees, the majority of the scribes, the majority of the elders, and the majority of the chief priests, because you still had people among these groups, the chief priests, the scribes, the elders, the Pharisees. You still had individuals among them that believed on Yahweh Shai as well. Okay, so not all Israel rejected Yahweh Shai. As a matter of fact, they wanted to make Yahweh Shai king. Okay, so I don't know what these Christianity-ers are talking about. All right, St. John to the 6th, 14 says, then those men, when they had seen the miracles that Yahweh Shai did, said, this is of a truth. This is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world. 15. When Yahweh Shai therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone. You see, because it wasn't his time to be glorified. When he came at this time, it wasn't time for him to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But yet they wanted to do that for him. They wanted to do that because they saw how great he was. They saw that he was that prophet that was prophesied to come into the world. What world? The world of Israel. All right, we're going to prove that as well. Because if we go to St. John 12 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, for this cause the people also met him, for that they heard that he had done this miracle. This miracle that they're speaking of when he raised Lazarus from the dead. Verse 19. The Pharisees therefore said among themselves, perceive ye how ye prevail nothing? Behold, the world is gone after him. What world is that? The world of Israel, man. All right, the world of Israel. All right, the same world in John 3:16. All right, the world is going after him, and they believe on him. St. John 12 and 10. But the chief priest consulted. How they might put Lazarus also to death, because that by reason of him many of the Jews went away and believed on Yahweh Shai. You see, so the Pharisees was losing that shine. The majority of the chief priests, they was losing that shine. It was losing that shine within the nation, and all the glory and all the honor and the shine was going to Yahweh Shai, rightfully so. St. John 12:42. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also You see, so even among the chief rulers, even among the Pharisees, you also had Nicodemus, St. John 3. All right, Nicodemus believed on the Lord. Okay, he said, Master, let me go to that real quick, because that's another precept, showing you that not all the Israelites, not every single Israelite rejected the Lord. So when you read in St. John 1 and 1, he came unto his own and his own received him not. That's not talking about every single Israelite. That's talking about the ones that were chosen to not believe. And this was done so that, again, the Gentiles, who are the Israelite foreigners, the northern kingdom and even the southern kingdom of the Israelites that were separated from their heritage via the various captivities, or maybe they just were being rebellious. This was done so that now the ministry and the gospel could be preached unto them, okay, and that all Israel could be saved. And you could read about that in Romans the 11th chapter. I'm on my way into work, so I'm not going to go into it all deep. But this is St. John 3 and 1. It says, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher from God. For no man can do these miracles that thou doest except the Most High be with him. You see, so Nicodemus believed in the Lord. So you had chief priests, scribes, and Pharisees that also believed in the Lord. All right, so not every single Israelite in the world rejected Yahushua. He came into his own, and his own received him not. But that's talking about the chief priests, the scribes, and the Pharisees, those of them that were chosen not to believe. Because this is all according to predestination. St. John 12:42, nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. For they loved the praise of men more than the praise of the Most High. Now, we read that. Last one, St. John 11 and verse 1. Now, a certain man, let's jump down to the point. Bear with me. Bear with me. St. John 11:45. It says, then many of the Jews which came to Mary had seen the things which Yahushua did, believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. All men who? All men of the nation of Israel, man. All right. All the people of the nation of Israel. If they didn't, if those chosen unbelievers didn't come up against the Lord, damn near the whole nation would have believed on Yahweh Shai. All right. So we don't. You could stop saying that all the Israelites rejected the Lord. Okay, so now he opened it up to all nations. The Lord is never going to deal with all nations. Okay, he never has and he never will. He never has and he never will. You can read that in Psalms 147, verse 19 to 20. So St. John 11 and 48, it says, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. You see, and that's why the Pharisees was really hating. Because like I said, they was still in his shine. I mean, he was still in their shine. He was messing up their money, and they positioned their status within the Roman society because the Jews, the nation of Israel at this time was conquered by Rome. Rome made it an occupation of themselves, meaning, they pretty much taxed them and they was ruling over them, but they still let them, you know, govern amongst themselves for the most part. So these guys were some straight up coons, man, some straight up Uncle Toms, okay, some straight up, good old Americans, but at that time they were known as Romans. You know, same thing with these Christian pastors, man. This is how they feel about us. You know, now they're having, you see Christian pastors having councils and shit. about how they can combat what the Hebrew Israelites is teaching, because they're losing members, they're losing followers to the truth. Okay, so we come in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is the truth. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Alright, not Jesus Christ. Alright, so Lord, when this is edifying, just something quick to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bakakarash, double honors apostle of the great millstone, still room to teach well. From Yahshua Allah, Shalom.